If you can think of it, you can go there, you can sit in a Harvard University class, you can do whatever sounds interesting. Just don't go to any of the military bases or Area 51 or anything like that. They have these little capsules that try to capture your soul and your spirit, you know. So, but don't be in fear. But just so you know, just don't play around with that. Don't encourage that. Don't worry about leaving your body. That some other entity's going to come in your body. You have this kind of a silver cord. And it does act like tape measure, where you can only go so far when you're playing in the astral realm, as far as, I think, the moon with that cord that I've experimented with. You go, and then you know with tape measure, when you're a kid, you're pulling and pulling and pulling it, you want to see how far it goes, and then it reaches a point where it goes, and goes right back into your body, or it just pulls back into the... Yes, you?
How long was your father's tape measure?
My dad was 400, because he was a carpenter. Yeah, 400 centimeters. I don't know what your measurement is here. So you actually can go further. Yeah, we use centimeters.
Yeah, that's right.
You actually can go farther than the moon, but you can't work with the cord from there. You have to go into creating like doors I like to use, or activating your Merkaba, and just teleporting, bilocating out of that and going into other realms.
So the other way that I realized is that the more I meditated, and so the process when I do in Singapore the Journey to Spirit as a 10-week workshop, we go through questioning our reality, then getting into awareness and silence, then going into shifting down to our heart, and then we do a letting go meditation. So we have to let go of all the stuff which is I do the outer heart meditation. So outer heart is, it's all of the things, the feelings left over from all of the experiences. Let go of that. It helps us to then go into our inner heart. Inner heart is the sacred chamber of the heart. So it's a very deep meditation. And it's timeless. It's a timeless dimension of space. So when you go there, you start then working with all of these guidance, all of these energies and things like that. Soon after that, people's Merkaba starts forming. And it depends on how much clearing you have. You know, for me, it just started spinning one day. I was meditating and my bottom just was like, well, I'm spinning. You know, what's happening? And then the top started spinning. And so I realized that they were spinning. Merkaba was spinning. So it gets activated on its own.
The Merkaba is the vehicle that you can take your spirit and your body by locating and traveling. This is also depicted within the Vitruvian Man, and it has to do with the balance of the masculine inside yourself, merging with our masculine energy, and the feminine as a one pyramid, then merging into another pyramid, makes it a Merkaba kind of
it's two-star tetrahedrons.
I'll draw it.
When you take one pyramid and you take the other, male and female creates the inner child. When you've shown that you've mastered that balance, then you can go into other realms. So one is the male pointing up, the female is pointing down, like the yin-yangs do as well.
Magnetic create.
Yeah, and then do it in dimension.
And now the triangle in the middle for the inner child, the Merkaba.
Classic Illuminati perversion too,
I mean, the male's private points up and the female's private points down too.
So basically, if you think of it as star tetrahedron, two of them, you know, like that, two of them. So, and they interlock.
Yeah.
And they spin this way or the other way around, depending on male and female.
There's centripetal, isn't it? So one goes this way and one goes opposite.
Yes, it's also with Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man as well, right? Where the head is here, the arms are there, and either the legs are here or here. That's what he's trying to depict. They're straight, but then there's also a part.
You know the ones like that?
Yeah.
So the pointed star is coming right there in between.
So that's what that means. What's this?
Which way spins the woman, which way spins the man?
I believe it's clockwise for men and counterclockwise for female. So I mean, even I'm sure some of you guys have had the experience where you wake up but you can't move your body. That's because you have astral travel. Your spirit's not fully in your body, therefore you can't move it until the spirit fully comes into you, back into you as well. And you guys have pins and needles feeling, your feet fall asleep. I looked at that with my body. I'm like, what is that anyway? And I saw my spirit was outside of my foot, thinking my whole body was astral traveling, you know, because you sit for a while, you're calm, oh, meditation, oh, we're leaving, and then it's like, hey, it's out for a bit, until you're like, no, we're still here, go back in, kind of thing.
So when you do fall asleep,
yeah.
my nephew's coming tonight, you know, they call it sleep paralysis, and he's suffering from that.
I know.
What can you, is there something, just not freak out?
Yeah, don't freak out for one thing, because I mean that does cause unpleasant experiences, which I've had to deal with people and help them with. It's just being in a, you can, since you don't have access to your body, you do have access to your visualization, and you can create a white ball of light around you, and just be in the love kind of thing, and the trust and the surrender. Yeah, and that way you keep everything protected, and you can't be taken advantage of. Therefore, you can just bring your body.
Sometimes it takes a long time for souls to come back, and it's a very scary experience because you really can't move the body at all. Yeah. And that you just have to keep, just give it the white light of protection. I do that every day with my daughter because she does this a lot. She just, it takes her half an hour.
So white light around, or in, or?
In and around, yeah.
Is there any noise involved when you're about to leave?
You know what? I hear in that realm a buzzing noise, like, you know those old TVs when you would just turn the knobs and there would be those channels that were
White noise.
It's very much like that.
Yeah, right. Because
Yeah.
I get the lock, it scares the crap out of me.
Or
We call it the scanner.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's really, like,
Yeah.
it only happens when I'm really tired, so immediately I get a sleep paralysis, but there's this noise, and I just feel like I'm falling really, really fast.
Yeah.
This huge noise, and I just freeze.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you have to master your emotions, you have to get out of that, because this is a great tool area to work with people and do a lot of great things. But I mean, it's just like how we talk about tuning into different realms. Certain times when you're in between dials of stations, you have that shh, right, while you're trying to hear the information. So it's just really fine tuning and know that you're in between realms in that way.
What should you do? Just like let go and go, alright, whatever.
You know you're in control, just like in the,
just know that you're in control.
Just
the
like
main
in the
thing is that you have to be in control.
once you know your dream, you can change it. Once you know in waking life, you can change things, and you do. Like, there's this woman who lived in South America, and there was this, again, serial killer who was like hunting people, and he did that to so many people, but this, when it was happening to her, when she realized this is who he was, she was really tiny. She didn't stand a chance physically to be able to do anything, but she was like, no way, this is not an acceptable reality, and this is not the way I'm planning on going. Once she made up her mind with that, the guy had a heart attack and died. And all the money and all the things that he stole from people, she gave back to everyone. But I mean, like, this is the thing, commanding your reality, taking it back, and you have to do the same thing in the astral realm. I taught some people how to do it, and this one girl ended up wanting to see her partner that was overseas, only to find out that her partner was cheating on her, and she was able to clearly see that. So, not using this as spy work, or
don't take advantage of it.
Integrity again.
Okay, it's the same thing as here in the conscious realm, which is you go into a fear frequency, go into a doubt frequency, go into anger, whatever, it's just going to come and grab you.
Yeah.
So just keep that same integrity when you're doing astral traveling. It's not going to go and peek into somebody else's house or something like that. And take permissions. We want to talk to people. Take permissions. Always do these kind of things just to keep, just to be why you're doing it. But the same thing again in meditation. So once the Merkaba starts forms and it starts spinning, then it's easier to travel to other dimensions, other parts of space. We do that sometimes, but then we get pulled back. I know that we've gone much further than just so we can go there, but it's not easy for us to stay there. Listen until the Merkaba, basically. Once that forms, it's much easier to go to different dimensions and do a lot of different
So why do we want to do this? Like, I'm sitting here, I have no knowledge of, feeling that I do that. So
why do we do it?
Why are we talking about this?
It's important to know yourself, know thyself, and so that you can take back your reality and this world that we're living in. The children that you bring through are more conscious. It's all about consciousness and being awake 24/7 to know what life really is and how taking back our birthright, basically, that infinite potential. Not just hearing about it, but living it. That's what we're here to do. Yeah. And we need to become conscious and merge all the worlds and realms, and that's what we're doing right now.
It's
We're
like
99% spirit and 1% human.
Yeah, 99% spirit, 1% human. And 1% human is like, well, that's the most important thing. Why do I want to play around in this world? Yeah, but it's extremely, extremely important, particularly if you don't like what's happening in the world and knowing that we're all responsible for it. What are we going to do? Are we going to continue, sit back and continue to watch all this happen? Or are we going to do what we can?
So what can we do with the knowledge that we astral travel? I guess this might be jumping ahead. Like
Well, that's fine.
How does it benefit me to know that I do this without not, how does the awareness help?
Basically what we're trying to say is that we are anyway doing it, but let's become aware of it so that we have more control of it, so we can use it.
Yeah.
It's another state of reality.
Yeah.
Just how many hours do we sleep?
Yeah.
And how many hours do we, stay awake, and how many hours do we daydream?
Yeah.
You're going into different states of reality, and they're all parts of us.
The question is, to me, is like, what's the point of staying awake when I'm driving? How does this benefit me?
Right.
Because that's what it is, just that.
So what you're saying is that when someone is unconscious of, like I am, or unaware of that I astral travel at night, it can be doing harm, or it can be going to bad places? Is that what?
No, it's not going to bad places, but it's actually a huge part of your reality.
Right.
It's you.
And
Yeah.
determines what your waking reality will be.
It's
When you're
connected.
unconscious.
It's all connected.
Okay, so when I wake up and I'm having an anxiety attack,
Yeah.
something has happened.
That's right. You've just given your
Okay.
power away, and now he's going to get played up.
Yeah. And the other thing is that it helps us to, we instantly manifest in the other states of reality. So it helps us to actually clear, or, what we don't want to deal with here in the waking life, we can clear it out in the dream time, or the astral, or whatever. And if you, sorry, go ahead first.
No,
No, go ahead.
I was going to say it's all related to this, because the control is the big thing, because I didn't realise you had any control. And I would see things written on walls and stuff, or a book would open, or a cover of a book, and I could never read it, it was all blurry. And then I realised,
In your dream state.
yeah, in my dreams, and then I'd go, oh, clarify that for me. And then it started to clear, and I could actually read some more. And when if you run into a person, I always thought, well, that's, you can actually ask them questions and stuff. And your awareness that you can do that changes what goes on in your dream state, because you then realise, oh, I'm actually in control here. I can...
Okay.
Even if it's cryptic to you as well, if things are cryptic and you're not quite understanding the meaning,
Clarify it.
exactly the same thing,
That's
clarify
your
it.
guides or your
Same for you.
astral guides to help.
If it's cryptic, say, I need it simplified for
And they
me.
will.
Yeah.
You have control over it. It's like you have all these angelics and guides and beings that are here to assist you, but if you never ask them to help you with anything, when do you ever get to find out that you can make things simpler for yourself? It doesn't have to be that hard and complex. Clarify it for me. It's well said. It's true.
And a lot of times we get a lot of clues there. So we need to learn to interpret them, right? So we have to practice really figuring these aspects of ourselves out as well, to get full awareness of who we are.
Thank you. That's awesome.
It's interesting, clarity was exactly what everyone mentioned yesterday, about what they were sort of trying to get from meditate, working on as many words, if you didn't mention that. So what you said was asking for it, and more information will appear.
Yeah. And right before going to bed, just say, or throughout the day, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming. Just have it like a mantra kind of a thing, and then you can write little notes under your pillow. I'm dreaming, or dream guides help me remember kind of a thing. And because you say you're dreaming throughout waking life, when you're sleeping, you hear it like in your dream, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming. That mantra is still playing to remind you. So you set little reminders in waking life for the dream to go off, little alarms in the dream realm for yourself to be like, oh, I'm dreaming. Now the tricky thing when you're in a dream realm is that it changes very quickly because of our concept of time there is very different. Like I said, in a dream it feels like hours or days have gone by, but in actuality it's only seconds or minutes. But the movie Inception actually is very accurate as well. You can go with dreams within dreams, but let's not get too complicated here. Let's just simplify it. It's important to, once you know you're dreaming in the dream, is you have to kind of maintain the reality or the awareness of it for a certain amount of time. 3 to 5 seconds is pretty good. So as soon as you know that you're dreaming, you need to stop and look at your hands. Or or look at the clocks or any signs to try to figure out where you are. Most of the time, any kind of written information or even numbers will be quite scrambled. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie Waking Life. It's very accurate when they show the clocks or things like that, what happens. So it gives you an ability to stop for a second, pay attention to this reality and where you're in, what's happening. If you're able to do that long enough, again, the door will open up and you're able to go and do whatever you want. If you want to fly, if you want to play, if you want to go talk to Tesla, if you want to talk to loved ones that's passed away, if you want to go to another planet, that's the opportunity to be able to do that.
Yeah. So you kind of play with a little bit of your meditation, a little bit of dream time, conscious reality, doing the research, and things start piecing together really fast. I mean, that's the idea. It happens so fast at that time because you're just doing it all the time and you're just piecing things together all the time. So like, and then at some point the dream state, I mean, it just totally gets, how do I say it? It sort of overlaps. So you could, like for example, yesterday I left my scarf there, right, in the restroom, and then I was here and I was going to sit down and I realized I don't have it. So I said, oh, I must have left it there. I have to go and get it. And then you walk back with my scarf. So it's pretty instantaneous in real life as well.
Because what it is every single reality playing out simultaneously, kind of a thing. And here we just have this one reality that we're focusing on, like that poem we were talking about yesterday. Are you a man dreaming a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming a man? In the dream, you're aware more of things like that. And just remembering to ask your dream guides. Remember to ask your dream guides to help you to remember.
Okay, just remind me.
Yes, help me remember.
I have to get my memory book first and remember to
remember.
Yeah, it's also teaching us about manifestation here, because we, when we say we have to take responsibility of manifestations, we have to learn that somewhere. So we are kind of learning it there, and then once you're able to stay with that same integrity at all times, it really starts manifesting very fast in real life as well. I'm not talking about huge, humongous things, and just little things that will manifest.
You can do huge things,
You
but
can,
you start with the
you
little
can.
and you work your way up to the bigger things
Yeah.
and test it out and see what you can do.